What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kenny Lure here today, and instead of going fishing this week, I've decided to do my top 5 lure selection. Now please, I want y'all to take into account that I am not a pro fisherman, so my top 5 is all biased towards me, what I find fun, what I also enjoy to throw, and what I think gets the best fish, and you'll see from my list. I hope y'all can understand that everything I say in this video is, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm just now getting back into fishing, and I don't think that my choices are going to be ideal for everybody, but it just gives everybody a little bit of perspective. Let's hop right into it. Number 5, that will be my good old jerkbaits. Honestly, I love to throw them in the summertime. A lot of these that I'm going to talk about are what I love to throw, especially whenever we used to have a bass boat, me and my dad. I absolutely loved throwing jerkbait, especially in the summertime. Just popping that sucker. The good thing with the jerkbait is, for me, you cast it out there, and it's pretty simple. You just reel in, get that jerkbait to go, 4 or 5 feet, let it start rising a little bit, and then you just pop it. So I always found the bite on those jerkbaits to be fun too. It's not my absolute favorite, as you can tell it's number 5, but it's definitely something that like I said, I enjoy throwing. It's fun, and it's just a good mention in my top 5 list. I want to also note that you'll see throughout my videos that I've done, there's always my go-to bait, and you'll see that it's my number 1 bait. So if you stick to the end of the video, you'll see what my go-to is and what a lot of people's go-to baits are. Alright guys, number 4 is going to be my lipless crankbaits. These are just all around, I can use them all year long, an all around good bait to throw. I think they look super cool too. Something that's gonna, you throw it out there, mimic somewhat either some of the bait fish, maybe possibly get a reaction strike. Makes a lot of noise. It's just something that you can throw out there. You can go deep with it, you can go shallow with it, you can basically just go all around anywhere with it and catch fish. My favorite colors of it are going to be like a shad color, something really shiny, possibly even bluegill color. Alright, now on to number 3. This bait right here is one of my favorite baits that I threw, especially during the winter time, during my middle school years, and even up into a little bit of high school. I love to throw this during the winter time, besides like an Alabama rig. But the crankbait, that is my number 3 choice. This thing, there's different selections you can go with crankbaits. You can go with the square bills, you can go with the, the deep divers, you can go with something a little bit, the bill's a little bit smaller. There's just so much different crankbaits out there that you can use. My go-to color with the crankbait has got to be a white and black, kind of mimicking a shad a little bit, but like the one you saw just there pop up on the screen. That was my go-to, I'm telling you. I have so many good memories catching things on the crankbait. What's crazy is you can catch the smallest fish, like small white bass. I mean, even sometimes I've caught bluegill with those crankbaits. That just brings back nostalgia for me, the crankbait. Alright, number 2. This bait right here is something you cannot go wrong with. You can throw this and catch things, catch bass almost anywhere, any time of the year, how hot it is. You can catch bass with this, which is a jig. Now, for me, my go-to color for this jig would always be black. The reason I say that, the type of water that we have around here, around me, a lot of it's super murky, So I think that black just does really well in the murky water. I probably would try something different, clear water, but like I said, all the ponds, all the lakes around me, everything is super murky. Can't see through maybe the first couple feet. You know what I mean? So, but as you can tell, for me, the jig is something that's gonna imitate the crawfish. That's my go-to. If I'm ever using the jig, I'm gonna try to imitate a crawfish. That motion. That's why I always like to put the trails on it like a crawfish, something that's got 2, either mimicking like claws or something that's gonna mimic it, because whenever you popping that thing in the water, you're wanting it to float back down, and hopefully that's when those bass will hit it. Cannot go wrong with a jig. Another thing I want to mention is my grandpa. He would always used to tell me that for some reason, I don't know if it's true or not, it seems kind of true for me, but maybe it's just I'm biased. But he would say on the jigs, you catch bigger fish. Like I said, don't know if that's true. He said normally you won't catch some little dinks on jigs. And I have before, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Thought y'all should know that. And my number one lure, all time, no matter what, it will never change, that unless something crazy happens. It'll never change, because this, you cannot go wrong with what I'm about to say. Nothing about this is wrong. You'll get a bite when the fishing's dead. You can't catch it on anything else. And this is why I love fishing this. I love fishing any kind of finesse worms. I gotta go with everything, you know, artificial crawl, swim baits, artificial, you know what I mean, worms, anything, lizards. You cannot go wrong with the finesse play. I absolutely love it. There's something for me, that's what I always did as a kid. It's just so fun. It's so fun. So fun to throw it out there, pop it a few times, watch that line start spewing out, set the hook on that fish. I mean, there's something about it just makes, of course there's different styles of fishing when there's so many different options, like Ned rigs or Texas rig, or you got the drop shot, the wacky rig, shaky heads, Carolina rig. So many different options you can go with. And out of all those choices, my go-to with all these would be a watermelon green worm on a Texas rig weightless. Absolutely nothing better to me. I think if you can't catch something on that, then there's no fish in the water, because fish will bite that. Drop a comment, let me know what y'all's favorite is. Do you agree with my list? I'd like to know y'all's thoughts in the comments below. So please let me know. Have fun, catch a lot of fish, and hope y'all have a great day. And here's a word from my buddy Neil. Peace.
Yo, what is up, guys? This is Neil McDevitt. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Neil McDevitt. On YouTube, I have about 115 subscribers. All we talk about is entrepreneurship and bodybuilding, and that is it. And yeah, I know I'm small, but give it time, give it time, give it time, give it time.